Now, I don't normally get excited about tail lights. After all, they're red, they flash, and hopefully they'll stop you getting run over by a truck. But when Magene released this very clever box of tricks, overnight the very boring tail light became very interesting. So this is the L308. It has 30 lumen, it has up to 50 hours runtime, apparently it weighs 23 grams, it's waterproof to the IPX6 standard, in other words you can hose it down, it's charged through USB-C, has the quarter turn mount like a Garmin or a Wahoo, and it can either be mounted to your seat post or under your saddle. Now that's all well and good, John, I hear you all say, but it's not exactly the most exciting or groundbreaking stuff, is it? And yes, you'd be right. But this isn't your ordinary plain old tail light. Oh no, this is an intelligent expression light. And what does that actually mean in plain English? Well, the 308 has 96 programmable LEDs and Bluetooth connectivity, and when you get that and you combine it with the Magene companion app, it means that you can program those LEDs to do whatever you want. You can create your own personal pattern or upload your own personal logo. You can have an animated image moving around the light, or you can even have scrolling text going across the light. Now that you can have some fun with. Right, so let's take a look inside the box and see what we get. You have the light itself. Quality feels very good. As mentioned previously, you've got the quarter turn mount that comes with 3 sizes of band, so it should fit any seat post tube. They also provide a version that has the mount that goes under the saddle, and you get the user manual that tells you how to set up the light and download the companion app. Right, so let's stick it on the scales and see what it weighs. The light alone, 27 grams. But if we put the light and the mount on the scales, because let's face it, that's what we're going to be using, 48 grams. Now you don't need an app to use this light, you can just use it on its own. One long press of the button on the side, and there you go, shows you the battery level of the light, and then off it goes. Press the button on the side quickly and it goes through all the different programs. Double click the button and it shows you the battery life. How clever is that? But this little light's party piece, and what makes it different to every other light on the market, is that you can program it. So let's have a muck about with that. Have light, have mobile phone. Now you don't have to create your own images and emojis. Magene provides you a load with the app. All you need to do is download the app and connect the light to your phone, and then you can simply change the settings. So heart, up arrows, spinny round thing, smiley face. It's as simple as that. It's great that Magene shipped the light with loads of characters and emojis pre-programmed in. Little fun Pac-Man alien thing. But let's face it, you're going to want to create your own. So you have 3 options: personal pattern, animated GIF, or scrolling text. First up, personal pattern. This is a static image, like a smiley face or a heart, for example. You can make it a solid pattern, or you can make it flash, and you can also even adjust the intervals. GIF mode, you use this to create your own moving images. For example, your up arrows, or your spinny round thing, or little alien, or something more simple like a pulsing light. And then there's scrolling text. This is one that everyone is going to use and more than likely abuse. Lots of fun, this one. Type in your own message and it scrolls across the screen. It is limited to just 10 characters, but to be honest with you, it's a small bike light. Anything more than that is just going to get lost anyway. I think my only negative to the scrolling text is I think the text does move across the screen a little bit too slowly. What do you think? The L308 also has a couple of smart features that can be activated via the app. Because the 308 is equipped with an acceleration sensor, it can use that to pull off a few very clever tricks. The sensor lets the light know when it's moving, but more importantly, it also lets it know when it's slowing down. So it can act as a brake light. And it can also use that technology to determine whether it's moving at all. So when you get to the cafe and you lean your bike up against the wall, after a predetermined amount of time that you can set in the app, the light will turn off. And yes, you've guessed it, when you then move the bike again, it switches back on. So I suppose it would be a sensible idea to pop it on the bike and see how it performs. So when I put the light on my bike, the first thing that sprung to my mind was, well, it's a Bluetooth light. So, will it talk to my Garmin and report back battery life? I gave it a go. And no, it won't. I think Magene has missed a trick with that one. So what are my thoughts? I think in dark and sheltered places like this, I think the light does really well. Open roads where the sun's shining, I think it would benefit from a bit more brightness. But saying that, I've been using the light at very similar power for 7 years now. I haven't been squashed by a truck yet, and no one's ever complained about it. I also wonder if you made it any brighter, would that affect how the animation side of the light works? I suspect it might do. I think the brake feature is really clever. Fantastic safety idea, that. And the auto on and off works really well. Tried it out a few times. You can program it, how long it takes before it goes off. And then when you move the bike, it just comes back on again. It's really clever. So my thoughts are, it's a really good light. And I think it's going to find permanent residency on the back of my bike. So I've been doing a bit of hunting around, and the Magene L308 here in the UK costs roughly £30, or in the US, roughly $35 US. So for me, it gets my vote. You know, it's the same price as any other light from a premium brand, but it's got that other little fun feature. Now, if bike tech and gadgets is your thing, then check out that video up there, where I give the Park chain scrubber a run for its money. Or alternatively, if you are having tubeless troubles and trauma, then why not check out that video down there. Thanks for watching.